Hello folks, Dustin Zarni here. Today is Tuesday, November 29th. When you see my finger do that, it's because I had forgotten the date and I'm checking it on my phone. Sorry about that. So Tuesday, November 29th, and this is Commissioner in the Car. After dark again. I still haven't got myself a good light for, you know what, maybe I can do this. It's a little bit better, okay? A little festive. We're getting into the holiday season. And so welcome to Commissioner in the Car. We're talking about the hand count for Senate District 50 that began today. And I got to tell you, I'm incredibly proud of the staff. I'm incredibly proud of the job that we did today. 14,000 ballots were hand counted today. That is an amazing feat with just 10 tables. This will probably mean that it'll last about 6 to 7 days until we're done. We don't release figures as we go. Like, you know, Mannion picked up 4, Sheriff picked up 1. And I got to be honest, there weren't many changes. We will report our figures at the end. And the reason for that is because things will change from day to day. Objections are made. Sometimes a ballot is, not accounted for in one place, and we find it in another election district. And this is all done bipartisanly and with observers. I can tell you there was no problems today. There were objections, maybe a dozen, maybe 2 dozen objections. Many of them were withdrawn upon further looking at it. The commissioners ruled on all but one ballot. Only one ballot was actually thrown out. Today, the commissioners either ruled to keep them or split, which meant they kept them in the tallies, and it would go before the judge later on. We're not seeing like large changes in these first 14,000 ballots either. They're, a candidate will pick up one, and then the other candidate will pick up one, or balance it out. So it's not like we're seeing these large changes, but we've only gone through the first 14,000. So that might change as we go through other towns. We pretty much got done with the town of Camillus. We're going in alphabetical order, and we've started on the town of Cicero. And we'll continue until we're all the way done with the town of Salina. That's the last town that we'll do. So with 14,000 ballots down, we're looking at 6 to 7 days more of this type of recount. Maybe we'll be done by Tuesday of next week. I'm hoping. Today might have been an aberration. It might have been our low point. You know, the first day is always where we're working things through. So that is where we're at. So as we work through over the next few days, we'll report on Facebook and on Twitter how many ballots we've gotten through each day and an cumulative total. And once we're done, we'll be able to report you what the new standing in the race for Onondaga County. Remember, each county does their own separate thing. Oswego County is doing their own recount of these ballots. So we have plenty of times, to get this done. And, neither candidate are going to be sworn in until January 1st. And also, there may be court after this is all done, because the objected to ballots, whether agreed to by the commissioners or not, the court can weigh in on those objected to ballots. The good news, I think, on that is that we didn't see tons of objections like we saw with the absentee case. So far, I feel many of the objections are spurious objections. I don't think they're bad faith. I think they're a misinterpretation of what is allowed under the voter intent law now, and also what is acceptable as, a difference between an inadvertent or stray mark and a intentional mark. Because intentional marks can throw out ballots. And for example, the one ballot that we did agree to throw out, the person had wrote several words on the ballot. I'm not going to put up the words on there because, I don't want to maybe that person's watching and I don't want them to feel bad. But if you write words on your ballot, whether it's an absentee or an in-person, during a hand count, that could get thrown out. And in this case, it did. So I'm pretty proud of the team. I'm glad that they got it done. Got so much done. I estimated 8,000 to 10,000 in one day. We got 14,000 in the first day, which is usually the slowest day because now we're used to it starting tomorrow. So hopefully we'll continue to go forward tomorrow and get it right. That's the important thing. We double check things. We sometimes make mistakes. And so we go back and double check it again. We don't just accept results as they're written. We double check and triple check the counting because humans make mistakes as well. This hand count is the best way to truly evaluate a close race to see if there's any ballots out there that might flip it. But, humans counting races make mistakes. And when you're counting only one race, it's a lot easier than counting 13, 14 races. So when we see these other counties across the state talking about, or across the nation, talking about getting rid of voting machines and doing hand-counted ballots, that's impossible. It's not what we're doing here at the Board of Elections. We're only doing a count of one of the races, not 13, 14 different races. Then it would be an exponentially large endeavor. We would never have results on election night. They would always be well into the month of December if we were to do that. When we hand count ballots, you are going to make mistakes. I think what we're going to see with this hand count is just how accurate our machines are. We're probably going to see not many votes change, maybe a couple dozen, maybe enough to 50, maybe. But we're going to see that the voting machines that we have in place are accurate, and that the only reason we ever need to hand count is in a very close race like this one. So I'm pretty proud of the staff. I'm pretty proud of the hand count law, and I hope that I will, continue to see this progress. This week, I'm only doing Commissioner and car. I'll be doing that on Tuesday and on Thursday. Then I don't know if I'll get to a weekly walk this week. We intend to certify our election sometime by Friday. And when we certify the election, the hand count is going to continue. But that part of the election will be updated. We'll update the certification for that race only. So hopefully by Friday, we will have a certified ballot for the rest of the county. And when the rest of the county is counted and certified, then we will have that up on our website, and you'll be able to download the books and the spreadsheets and all of that, and have all of your district breakdowns and even a map on how that went. So stay tuned for that. Maybe Thursday I'll have some news for you on that, but probably Friday is when that is looking to happen. It may not even get up on the web until Monday. So stay tuned. So that's all I have for today. I hope that if you see an election official, not necessarily me, but like the staff, this has been a very, very long year for elections. We've had 2 primaries, and then the November election, which was like a presidential election, and now this recount that is driving this farther and farther. People haven't had time off, and they're time away from their family, and while they may get overtime sometimes, it's not necessarily, the healing that you need in a very high-pressure job like this. And that goes from election clerk all the way up to commissioner. So, but I do want to say that the observers that have come in this year have been incredibly professional, gracious, and welcoming on both sides. even when we disagree on whether a ballot should count or not. So I'm very, I was very much in favor of the hand count law. I still am. And, you know, I think there can be tweaks made to that, but if we're going to have observers in, if they're going to be able to object, that what's happening now is how it's done. So thank you so much. And I'll see all of my friends at the counting tables tomorrow. And check the Board of Elections Facebook and Twitter feeds, and of course mine, for updates on how we're progressing. Bye-bye.